Everyone, this is my watch list for Tuesday, July 7th. All right, so what happened yesterday? Market pretty slow. We grinded up into supply and failed it, right? That 752 is ES 7600, and that was a supply that wound up being our high of day, and then we actually started selling into the evening, into after hours. This is futures, right? So this is 1 a.m. Overnight, we started selling some, all right? SPY is down a little bit, gapping down 0.18%. Qs are gapping down significantly more, down over 1%. So we're starting to see some weakness. Let's see if we get any follow through. We haven't broken the range yet, right? So for QQQ, my big level is 705. If we get below 705, this thing can sell all the way back down into the 680s, okay? That's the big level we need to break for downside continuation, right? 736 is my big supply. If we reclaim that at some point, then we could push all the way back into previous all-time highs, okay? SPY, gapping down some, not as much as the Qs because, there are stronger names within SPY versus the Qs. Qs is tech heavy, so it's not gapping down as much. It is gapping down some, all right? But we did fail that supply. And here's my bias, all right? Very simple. If we are below 752, this is a short. If we reclaim 752, it's a long to 756, right? That's my next level of supply. But as long as we remain under 752, and I'll say 750 as well, because that's just let's just call it a key psychological hold number, right? If we maintain today under 750, then this will likely sell back into the 740s, potentially even 740, which is my big demand. All right. How can SPY see a lot of downside continuation if we lose 740? That's it. All right. If we lose 740, we can see big selling on SPY. Otherwise, nothing has really started yet. There's no big sells coming in yet. We'll see what happens. I think it's coming soon. Okay. Apple. This is a beautiful trade I took yesterday. So I was watching for either the bounce or the break over previous day high. We wound up getting the break over previous day high on Apple, right? So I took this here initially, and then it was like a bit of a choppy false breakout. So I stopped early on the starter position, but then I re-entered with size right here at 1010. This candle was really nice. Volume came in. You guys see that. We broke over 310, and then this was just a really beautiful move, okay? So this wound up being a great trade yesterday. Apple today, however, is gapping into supply, right? 316, 317. This is previous all-time high on Apple, and that's a big supply, right? If we get over 317, then we're just into new all-time highs, and at that point, we're just discovering new price, and we'll see. It'll probably go to 320, right? Just again, a key psychological whole number. Okay, that's where dealers tend to magnet price. Okay, so if we break 317, goes to 320. But we could look for a bounce on this potentially off of this previous day high or off of Thursday's highs, right? So if we pull back into 309.50, we can look for a bounce on Apple. AMD, all right, so AMD broke above the 550. I really wanted to signal this yesterday, that 550 breakout, but the contracts were jacked, right? They were like $2,000 a pop at the money. This did wind up making a nice move though, $22 move. I talked about this in the pre-market video yesterday. But we're failing. We're actually gapping 4% now below that level. I think this could turn into a bag. If we lose 500, this is going to sell heavy. Probably a $50 move, maybe even more. 450, 440, I think we could see on AMD if we lose 500, okay? So I'll be watching that. Contracts are really expensive, but I will be watching that short under 500. Amazon, I actually like this for a long. So this is the first time I've liked Amazon chart in a long time. We haven't traded Amazon. Brett and I haven't traded Amazon in a while. I actually do like this 250 reclaim though. This candle isn't real. This never actually happened. If you go to the 5 minute, you can go to the 1 minute. This is a misprint candle, so that's not a level, all right? But 250 is a level. 250 was a previous supply from back here. If we reclaim 250, I don't have anything to like 254 or 255, okay? So I like that 250 reclaim on Amazon. It's outperforming the market. Everything is gapping down. Amazon is up 1%. Okay. Meta, I mentioned yesterday, bullish as long as 580 holds. 580 held, and now it's ripping. I likely won't trade this, but maybe Rav will. Netflix, I mentioned yesterday, 76. We took the breakout on Thursday for a beautiful trade. And then I said yesterday, as long as 76 holds, this is bullish. Now we're gapping up off of 76. Okay, so same bias moving forward. 76 holds bullish. If we lose back below 76, this could turn into a bear chart again. PLTR, yeah, it's kind of just squeezing some. I still like these. If we get a failure eventually, either below 128 or 125, I like the failure for shorts. But I likely won't touch this until that happens, okay? Nvidia, I do like today. Nvidia, below these lows, this Monday, this is a real candle, okay? If you look on the 5-minute, you can go back. Last Monday, you see there's price action into 190. We bounced off 190, okay? So if Nvidia gets below 190 today, previous Monday lows, I like this for a short. This is one of the weakest names. Chips are so weak. MU is down 5%, okay? A lot of weakness in chips today, so I like that short on Nvidia. If we get below 190, I like shorts on Nvidia. Tesla, this is crazy. Very extremely weakness on Thursday, right? And then we reclaimed yesterday. We actually got back above 415. 415 was the big area that I longed last week, right? So now we're back above 415. We reclaimed it. This is a long again, okay? If we break 420, which is previous day high, this is a long again on Tesla. We could make a move back into 430, okay? The fact that we broke down and then reclaimed, as long as we are making new highs on this, right? We actually break previous session high and hold. This is a long on Tesla, all right? So let's see what happens today. It's going to be an interesting session with all the gap downs, and I'm expecting some volatility. Hopefully we break this range soon, and we can see some bigger moves on the market. All right? I'll see you guys on live.